So I have a poll. Whatever you want from me, you can ask right here of how I should change my content. Maybe I missed something. Someone dares to click that I should upload daily. Are you fucking insane? Be more consistent. There's a button for insane people. Of what am I supposed to do? Like 1 hour is not enough for an entire week of content for you guys? For people who watched 3 minutes of content anyways and call it a day and bounce off of me? But hey, I just had to make a button for insane people. It is what it is. Apparently Nigel Farage is on TikTok, and this warrants a very simple thing. What's gonna happen if we just watch all the TikToks? Shit, it's the archive. I don't need that. I want him in person. He has accumulated TikToks, and I want to see all of them. 15 million likes. Look at this shit. Can we watch all of them? Not really. Maybe. No. No, we can't. We cannot watch all of these. So, I'll give you guys the Farage Barrage of whatever the fuck this guy is up to. We're gonna shrink it down. Some people think I can just condense my content, but it's literally condensation of other people's content and clarification of their content too, because I have to react and explain the damn thing of how I feel and whether we should continue or not, or maybe we should just react to Mr. Beast instead. If people want more consistency, I might like release 10-minute videos in between of pauses, just reacting to one video or something, just some bonus memes to look at. So even though the button is insane to press in the current state of the channel, it might actually break my videos into tiny pieces somehow. Create a schedule, create a specific timing when the videos get released, that sort of stuff would happen if you press the number 3. If you vote number 3, a lot more things would happen. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's crazy on the outside and the inside. Wow, what a button. Anyways, let's click his insane button. Because I want to catch up on what the fuck's going on in UK, and this guy seems to have the most sanity and ability to express his concerns. So, I think it's a valid thing to just spend time and watch his TikToks, because that's the most convenient form of media there is. For sure. But nothing beats a good YouTuber who can condense this information even more. Yeah, congratulations to the seats and all that.
Here we have the new campaign vehicle. We might need it after what happened last time with milkshakes being fed and God knows what. Just going off to the...
Okay. Armored vehicle?
He's very jealous.
Now that's the vibe of being a politician. It's halfway in military.
The rest of...
Yeah, literally military standards. When it comes to being a politician, it's insane. Because you have to still hit the ground floor and not get ripped into shreds. Real question is, what do we do? I want someone not okay. It's related to UK adventures. Although, it doesn't feel right. Let's just summon Farage. Fuck it. He's a thing now. And Paul Watson is to blame. He's to blame. He gave me the news. Maybe he's even gonna get 5 points for that. And this is gonna get 15.
Feel in the bosom, yes.
Yeah, speak your head out from this armored vehicle.
See these things.
Hopefully they get more seats next election, but it's like every 5 years.
Being ruined. So I'm gonna fight.
Seems like a pretty big deal just overall, right?
Tomorrow is gonna be a great day.
Extra security for sure. It's the biggest flex. I guess that's why it fell off in polls. Shit, his security's attacking him. What's gonna happen? It kind of looks like shitpost, but like high quality shitposting.
Are you with me?
No, I was so worried that they were not with him.
I couldn't hear you. Are you with me?
For the massive support on TikTok, we've completely dominated the platform.
So this is the thing that inspired me to do this, and hopefully he does more speeches because, I mean, it's a cool vibe. It's a cool way to introduce himself as a person with power and armored vehicles and armored personnel, bro. Jesus. Look at that black armor.
When it comes to politics, probably because the other two party leaders are some of the most boring people you've ever met in your whole life. But now it's time to get serious. Tomorrow is voting day. For a lot of you, it'll be the first time you've ever had the chance to vote. Now look, yes, I like a laugh, I like fun, but this is now, folks, deadly serious, because we've got to turn our country around. Crime on our streets, the inability of anyone to buy a house, mass migration, changing the face of Britain.
Surely 5 seats is going to help.
And damaging the future of young people. Please get out there, vote Reform UK. This is the first big step to something mega happening in our country, and something that'll be good.
Ooh, it just went dark. Across the video, just kept getting dark.
Because the other step to something mega happening in our country, and something.
Pure darkness happening.
Thank you.
Still bored. What the hell? When is the good stuff?
Well, I can certainly see.
It's a little weird. It's a little weird. Oh, he's an actor. Is that an apology video?
Over the last month,
just something that literally has no context. So I don't understand. I guess he's just replying to Reddit haters. Ah, yes. The I will never have sex in my life reveal. Jesus. It's kind of disappointing already. Like, I'm kind of super upset about this. Alright, cool. Cool thing you got there. Someone else is gonna use. This is a popular one, right? Because I got the popular ones to watch.
Shooting, provided it's safe, under supervision. If you haven't done it, go shoot some clays. Fun.
Sniper was shooting something, and then Jackson's was very upset about it. I don't know what that's about.
For the Labour and Conservative.
Hey folks, I've just been voted the sexiest politician in Britain. Could be something to do with the fact that I showed my arse on live TV on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. I think so.
What the fuck? The interest in my channel is dropping, but so is my interest. But I'll try to do whatever it takes to keep up the good work. I gotta do something. My interest is only changing simply because I'm leaning towards the card game channel. That's what I'm uploading every single day. You must be aware of this thing. Just so you know, every goddamn day pretty much. If not even multiple times a day, that is.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Back again. Back again.
Well, yeah, truly shady. I mean, I kind of hate when things get peeled off. All this self-esteem, but you have to know how to fucking run your social media. Otherwise, things just kind of fucking pop out. This is a crawl at the moment.
I'm to get my nails done, and they're busy. I'll have to come back later, won't I?
Fucking laughing like little birds. I already have that in my left ear. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. Uh-oh. Run. Wow. fucking camera, bitch. Ooh. Fucking bullying.
So I'm here with Sharon.
That's what I want to see more, bro. You get milkshaked, and you return the favor. That's all I want to see. All right.
I'm here with.
Oh shit! He returned favor a little bit too hard. He died. No. That's what you get for a chain of milkshakes.
Guys, politics can be exciting. You know why? Because I'm back.
No, not excited. I'm trying, guys, but I'm plowing through. Everything sucks so far. He's successfully walking towards the something stall.
Oh, lovely melons.
Wow, I don't know what the fuck he's. Oh, melons! Oh, what a cool drunken fart joke. Wow, shit.
But Bennett has come into the country. That means during the course of this short video, yet another person will have come. If you're wondering why you can't get a house, why rents are up 20% in the last 3 years, if you're wondering why your granny can't get a GP appointment, it's because we have a population explosion and a crisis, and Labour and Conservative don't even want to talk about it. The most affected group by this are the young people of this country.
The most attacked group is the one that fucking pays rent. So, whoops.
Crisis, and Labour and Conservative don't even want to talk about it. The most affected group.
Yeah, the most affected group. It was supposed to be like a safe haven to go to UK because you learn English and the shit in school. That sort of dream. But it's kind of getting fucked real bad. And I don't think this drunken boy is gonna figure things out. You can point at a problem if you can identify it properly. And even that's pretty fucking difficult. I don't see nothing here. Nothing. Your country should be inviting more people to come and work and find opportunities and go back to their country as well. Spreads the power of UK. But yeah, of course, it's a shithole place if you allow mass migration and you give everything to migrants for free. That's when things get very weird and awkward because migration is not equal to migration, unfortunately. My dad came back from UK, brought me to UK, and I tried to hang on there, but, you know, mental problems took its toll, since I'm still isolating myself constantly as an introvert, and I have to pay ridiculous rent, and I have to, you know, keep up with the work ethic. I have to figure things out all by myself, pretty much. It's not easy, bro. Gotta set up my life all by myself. It's not easy until you figure it out. If I figured it out fast enough, I would have stayed there and earned money. But you can't just figure things out by yourself that fast. There's no guidance, no ability to actually get ahead in life if you're just isolated. And when you're isolated, you get leached through rent. That's it. And now the dream is gone. You can't just go to UK and have a good life. You gotta have a hook. Someone who will teach you all the rules, give you everything. Like, you needed a lot of I needed guidance, and I still didn't got enough. Because you need even more and more. You need highly educated people to actually be able to drag you into UK in the first place. Otherwise, shit happens, you know? And the mass migration is a completely different level of insanity, where people need ridiculous amount of help and guidance. They don't even know the language. I knew the language, and I still needed incredible amount of help that was not given to me. So fuck the UK. It's garbage. It's improperly designed, basically, like every other country. Antisocial nonsense place.
Crossing today, but a room for the journalist.
And this fucking drunken idiot, Farage, is not impressing me right now. Hard enough. Stop the boats. Well, fucking... Of course. He finds one thing and he's like, oh my god, I can run for office now. I can run for chairs. I can steal some chairs. Because I found one problem. You know, I found a rat in the basement. It's almost like a planted rat because people just want to, you know, move on and give the torch to someone else to take care of things. You can't just stay in power forever, can you now? Yeah, Tories for 14 years staying in power. This is a calculated thing. There's thing I call a period of 16 years. So for something to stay in power for 14 years is completely normal in this period. And for things to switch slightly is also a transitional period. And Farage is probably going to be more relevant in the future, I'm guessing. But he still has to know what the fuck problems he's solving. Wasn't he around for long enough? Because, you know, he can say his crime is soaring or something like that. He has to pull, like, exact things that are going on. More specific.
Accuse you of using inflammatory language to...
Yeah, go be offended somewhere else. Like, this is the biggest waste of time shit there is. These kind of people. They should be labeled as such, just like we have conspiracy theorist as a label against, you know, conservative people. These motherfuckers, they need a time waster label. Fucking yapper. This inflammatory language has been used against me and I'm very offended right now. What do you have to say for that? This is a very bad thing that you just done. And I will waste your time now because everyone respects me and nobody respects you anymore because you said that thing that nobody likes. You said that thing that I'm amplifying the voice of that thing, and I will stop you from saying those things because I'm making you a better person. Look how cool I am. It's insane how much time we can waste with this bullshit, with this like selfish mindset.
Stoke culture wars.
I mean, if 3,800 boats and 125,000 people isn't a sort of slow motion D-Day in reverse, I don't know what is.
I don't know what D-Day is, though. He never fucking explained. You gotta be like an independent person and carry the burden of explaining the definitions. I will call it the definition day, because it's undefined, and we want more definitions. One of which I gave you already. Time wasters. Just improve a little bit. You can call it like time hogs. That's a pretty good one. Time hogs. And then throw it as a grenade to everyone. As a real trash bag that cannot be policed. Because it's just words. You can deal with that. You're not going to take any damage from that. No threats. No imminent threats. You have to watch everything that I watched, and that has a lot of views for obvious reasons.
Little Rishi stood in the rain in Downing Street, couldn't even find an umbrella, and announced in panic a general election because he feared that Farage was going to come back and fight a seat. Well, I've got a bit of news for him. I'm not fighting a seat because I can't, in 6 weeks, fight a constituency and campaign for the party and the cause across the country. So you may be saying, Rishi, oh, thank goodness for that. Farage isn't standing. The bad news is I'm going to be going out all over the country, campaigning against you and your spin and your deceptions and, frankly, your lies. Do we pick Little Rishi or... Yeah.
Little Rishi, bro. What?
We pick Little Rishi or... Yeah. Starmer. Oh, I mean, he's so boring, I couldn't even listen to him. I mean, God help us. If this is the best we've got, we're in terrible, terrible trouble. So I will be campaigning in the election, not standing there as a candidate, and I'm going to be going to America and helping the Donald win and become the 47th president of America and make the world a safer place.
Wait, what?
as a candidate, and I'm going to be going to America and helping the Donald win and become the fourth.
How are you going to do that? And when? What the fuck?
Unbelievable. To stand there getting soaked in the rain, to read from the notes like a robot, without passion, without belief, without vim.
Yeah, that's pretty big deal.
But what he has done, he's chosen suicide over total obliteration.
I think it just like kids came out of him. You know, the evil plans just came out of like, oh, everyone goes to military and serves the country that way, so everyone wants to do that, right, guys? I understood your deepest desire. We all gonna go to war against someone, right?
Generation paid the price for lockdown. School was ended, uni was ended, all the fun things that young people want to do were suspended. And all of it because we had a fear of COVID-19. Florida, Sweden didn't lock down, their lives continued, they came out actually with better health returns than we did. There's now a proposal for us to give power to the World Health Organization in Geneva so they could in future say, it's a pandemic, you lock down. It's time we told them all to go to hell. Please support.
I mean, it's crazy what happens. Crazy. And we have to, you know, apocalypse happens to teach you lessons and things that we're not supposed to allow to happen ever again. Pandemic, purge, war, we have to, you know, blockade all these things from happening and spreading across the world, damaging structures of all kinds. Now the purge is gonna spread, and it's gonna spread in crazy speeds and gonna deal crazy amount of damage to countries. You have no idea. You guys don't understand. Everything is perfectly aligned for the purge to continue growing, including Nigel Farage run. You know, he just all of a sudden is like, gets struck by lightning and has all this urge to do something, right? But that's also the same vibe with the purge. You get struck by lightning and you feel the urge to do something. Imagine what if NPCs start doing that shit. And the world is set to do just that. Everyone gets offended, everyone feels that they want to respect, they want a special little pronoun for themselves, they like pride now for stupid things, and everyone's self-esteem is heightened beyond belief. However, the apocalypse asks you to let it go and it will change. You won't have to change in ground level. You'll have to say goodbye to 3 and go to 4, which is completely different vibe than it used to be. It's a little bit of an improvement, but this heightened self-esteem, simply because people are not catching up to your stupidity. They just can't catch up. The technology is moving fast, and your stupidity is moving faster. People cannot catch up. But now they are starting to catch up. Using TikTok, we can actually expose a lot of the stupidity that's going on. We just have to support each other. And we end up fighting this, you know, nonsense and ripping it apart instead of suffering the purge consequences of people being disrespectful and getting away with it. People making a bunch of noise over and over again, which is the only technical disrespect you can make without getting in trouble, and you will still be hunted down and destroyed. So, you know, exposed, destroyed, whatever it takes, you'll be caught. Because that's what criminals do. The most base level criminal is a disrespectful scumbag. That's where the purge is, you know, brewing. And hopefully the second wing of the purge is to catch those criminals and not actually just let them roam. Except when you're catching those criminals, they will fight back. So that's, you know, the escalation of the purge, is that criminals will start fighting back. I think that's what's going to happen in 2025. And 2024 is fucking loud and noisy and annoying and very secretive of how people are operating in this year. They might not notice how bad it actually is. They might not fucking notice. Like, Speed just exposed out of nowhere that Norway is just filled with weird-ass people, uncontrollable people. There's something shady going on. I cannot even fully expose it. I'm just gathering crumbs off the floor. It's not that easy at all. Because everyone wants to pretend that it's all fine, this thing is not existent, that purge is not possible even. Because of the number 3 countering number 2, purge is not even possible. You know? That there's no evil to purge in the world. And that is not the case. You can pretend all you want. You can have a huge population that's low level, you know, which is just simply the case, but whatever. It's still not going to stop the purge. Something is going to brew, and you're not going to stop the purge just by disrespecting people. It's only going to get worse. You know, 3 might counter 2, but it can also anger 2 even more. And the purge potentially is just going to be more explosive than usual and out of control. Especially like at 2025, once we hit this year, then we pivot towards using what we accumulated. I'm accumulating interest of taking authority positions to stop people from doing stupid shit, so I can now start sparkling and establishing some kind of miniature business venture, you know, offering things to people, exploring possibilities, chit-chatting and collecting ideas. All that will open up once I start, you know, fighting the disrespect. This is what's in plans for tomorrow, my friends. I'm gonna ask the commander in charge to lend me some power and responsibility. See what happens. But this is where it's only gonna accumulate. If I get a responsibility, shit's still gonna continue to accumulate, but at least I will have some kind of shield, some kind of respectable thing that I've attempted to do, at least attempted to focus on. But the disrespect of people is getting out of control. Last year, 2023, was when people were honking uncontrollably. Just honking everywhere. You know, almost like clicking that button to get to the purge faster. They can't fucking help themselves. Now we are in the purge, and they're trying to do something. Everyone's trying to contribute, in a way, to the max. Disrespect. Everyone wants to be challenged, basically. The disrespectful people want to be challenged, and they sort of have to be challenged. Of like, what are you gonna do to me? Well, okay. Let's figure out what has to be done, and we'll do it. That's it. Simple as that. And in fact, it's very easy to do things when you have power to do things and knowledge. So this 2024 period is pretty weird, especially knowing that there's just a flow of time itself and how we you know, crossed over into another way of the world entirely, and we're exploring something different. So Farage is one of those people that seemingly is from another different plane of existence, where the left wing has lost its power and now the right wing has taken over. It's completely predictable in my, you know, in my system observation matrix thing that I built. This shit's now predictable. This shit's not even interesting to me anymore. What was not predictable is COVID. But COVID was not predictable because I was building the system, and I used it as a pivot point. Alright? COVID was my pivot point. And for 4 years, we're still suffering. Entering 5th year, we're still suffering. Nothing came to a close or gotten better. The fight of Ukraine's independence is still ongoing, but the aggression is sort of, mitigated and laughed at this point. Russia has lost its self-esteem for sure. The only thing they have is the secret nuclear weapons that can probably get countered or shut down, and Russia can get slapped in the face. We'll see what happens. Although the story probably just ended already. Well, just like the third wave of COVID was never actually real. I just saw Jimmy Fallon audience sort of wear masks, and that was kind of creepy, but overall it was over. So I think the Ukraine war is kind of over. The only question mark is, are you okay? Because, like, we just send packages, they're gonna handle things themselves. It's just the cleanest shit ever that's separated from the rest of the world. And Europe. It's separated. I mean, we're basically bordering Russia and nothing is happening. Nothing. The only thing that was happening, like refugee crisis, there's Belarus. We're bordering that shit. That's a little spicy meatball. I don't think they're gonna do anything though.
Should not be going into playgroups and nursery schools and primary schools and indoctrinating and confusing young kids about sexuality. But what makes this video even worse, and this comes from Amherst in Massachusetts, is overt political shout free Palestine messages as well. This whole thing is sick. It is wrong on every single level. This should not be allowed. Any school or playgroup that allows this, frankly, ought to be closed down. Tell me what you think when you've seen the video.
Today what we're going to do is we're going to shout, Free Palestine. Can I hear that? Free Palestine! If you're a drag queen and you know it, shout, Free Palestine! If you're a drag queen and you know it and you really want to show it, you're a drag queen.
Everyone's a drag queen. Oh my god. Fucking clowniest shit ever.
Rishi Sunak thought he'd get
Against an evil ideology. We are up against the new form of communism.
If you show these 6 seconds of a clip, you can offend me, actually. For communism means something a little different for me. I'm, researching definitions and I'm building my own fucking understanding. Communism is just suppressed ideology that cannot be, existing currently in the world 1433. Communism does not exist. There's no number 2. There's no need at the moment. However, maybe you not want to offend communism, for this is coming. And it will take over the world, and is the second thing after socialism is over. Coming in about, 60 years? So if the dude is looking way too far into the future, and everyone is offended by communism, which does not actually operate in the world, only operate across Europe, if people keep saying communism too much in the wrong manner, well, let's see, they're just potentially offending the wrong people, potentially summoning demons of the future, picking up a fight that they cannot possibly win, because humanity always wants to go forward and successfully, adds those numbers every single time, make a forward motion towards greatness. That's the meaning of life, my friends. Greatness can only be achieved through effort. It cannot be given to you. You have to put effort to achieve greatness. And humanity needs to learn to come together and get to the next level every single time. You want AI to actually work? You have to put work yourself. You want other people around you to work? You have to push them to work. You have to push every single fucking fiber of your body to, make the right decisions. That's the only way humanity can move forward. And your life can move forward too the same way. Then you can get closer to the juicy parts of humanity as well, as long as you're improving fast enough. Nothing is going to happen as an explosive progression. Everything is just gradual. All right? And you have to enjoy that process. So don't fucking offend people from the future. Don't fucking offend aliens that can come down and fucking laser beam you out of existence. People who actually know that communism is going to take over the world, maybe don't offend these people. Because they know everything about communism there is. And you know zero. You just know the word, and the word is so bad, you know. But like, nobody can actually explain what the fuck that is properly. Nobody, bro. Nobody even tries. They just spit the fucking random word and piss me off. Communism is about community and communication and improving those two things. What the fuck is wrong with that? You know, improving those two things. Community is about giving people the tools that they need to operate as quickly and best as they can, respectfully to everyone else. Right now, we don't actually need tools. We kind of live a good life, lazily, giving all the power to the factories and all that shit. But at some point, we will empower humanity even further, and we will need the tools for the people. People will need to have tools to be able to live a maximum good life, and they need to learn. Like, we will have all this technology built, AI technology, computer technology, all of that shit has to be learned somehow without breaking your body. You have to, you know, master all the tools. The tools are going to be all kinds of tools built, and community has to actually teach you. Socialism cannot teach you. Socialism is going to tell you, oh, this is good, this is bad. That's not enough, bro. And you can see socialism in action. I'm Farage, I'm good, look at me, I have esteem. You know, follow me. We're going to figure things out, basically.
This weekend, a huge event.
Yeah, so if you want to waste my time, if you're a time hog, all you have to say is something bad about communism. But you'll be burning reputation real fast at the same time. This is the state of communism. I'm just playing card games. Seemingly innocent, seemingly worthless to society. I can create a new language using card games. New human spoken language using card games. I can create that. I can evolve this thing into that. It would take a lot of years. It would take those 60 years. But it would evolve into that. Into pure communism. Maybe next level language beyond English. That sort of stuff. You must understand, this is not a fucking joke. Communities exist. They're just dormant. They don't want any trouble. They just want to do their thing, play their games, and move on with their day. That's it. They want to share, you know, some subscribers here and there. You can subscribe to my channel to help me reach 1,000 so I can get monetized. I can get a little bit of compensation for being a part of a community and learning new things that other people don't usually learn. There's plenty of self-esteem around here. Don't worry about that.
Transgender category.
Communism also usually associated with forcing you to be a part of the community. Forcing you. But you're getting forced every time it's the best choice. It's the only choice that you have. That's when you get forced. If you can find a different choice, fuck it, you know? Run. Use it. Beat all the lawsuits against you. All the odds. Do whatever you want if you feel like you have a better choice of life. But a lot of people get stuck in the same way of life as everyone else. So, you know, if communism is the best thing at a particular given season of humanity, it's a respectable thing.
You age 14 or under will never legally be allowed to buy cigarettes or any smoking materials. That's the legislation this government has proposed. A moronic Conservative minister has said Winston Churchill would have supported this ban. Well, that's the level of idiocy we get from this government. No one's arguing that smoking is good, but smoking is a choice.
Unfortunately for Farage, he is missing the fucking point. The same people, the same kind of people, the conservative garbage, secretly conservative garbage because you need magical powers. It's called Penn Jillette. He created an episode of bullshit, saying that secondhand smoking is bullshit. Well, secondhand smoking is not bullshit. It's something I have to breathe through my fucking window every single day, pretty much, and it pisses me off. People are just smoking and affecting other people. That's the problem, you know? It's not just a fucking harmless behavior. That's the reason why it exists in the first place. It's a disrespectful fucking garbage, you know, self-destruction thing that people are doing. Smoking just is stinky fucking garbage that affects other people, distracts them, fucking lowers the health conditions of surrounding air. It's noise. It's noise in terms of smells and disgusting shit. Smells are actually a very important thing. People use smells to identify fear, bro. And smoking can fucking block that shit too. It's insane to trigger your fucking senses of like, oh, is this, what's going on? What's that? You know? Who's fearful? You know? No, it's just to fucking mess with your brain. Smoking is not a fucking joke that just Farage can just be like, oh, but it's just a choice. Get the fuck out of here.
Not for government to put a cliff edge on whether you're 14 years old or 15 years old.
Never. Ban. Fuck this shit.
I've escaped.
You might don't want to escape anymore, Farage. You went way too far. No, I understand the dude. He's just not even a valuable person anymore to me. Just not even cool anymore to me. Just some old dude now that hangs out with people, interacts with people. Wow. Fascinating. Power level unleashed. At least he understands the pinpoints of, you know, the right wing pinpoints, great independence, making better decisions. But, like, literally, genuinely, independence is the only thing in their fucking brains. Thinking that independence is gonna give them freedom. And that's what's going on. Left and the right are going up and down because one of them are trying to find freedom in independence, and another is trying to find freedom in dependence, in connection, basically. There's the cons and the ins, or the ons and ins, basically, of the worlds. People want to connect with each other. They want to protest for some bullshit reason of like, oh my god, black person died. We all have to come together just for the lols. You know, post a fucking black square and just like come together, and hopefully it's not going to turn into a violent riot. Oh shit, it did. Let's disperse and do something else now. You know, that's just what it is. It's just they find purpose in life and find freedom by connecting to other people, while these weirdos are trying to disconnect and become independent. Finalize. You know, it's what it is. This is just what it is. These are not, this is the same part of the coin, just a different side. So the biggest question mark, is Farage going to get independence from TikTok? Because TikTok has so much influence, Farage has no chance. He's at 5%. But there is a chance. There's always a chance over time to escape. So let's see it.
Escaped. I've escaped. I've got out of that chaos. Police everywhere, attempts to close down my speech. Here we are in Brussels, the European Union, and no alternative view is allowed. I tell you what, guys, Brexit means Brexit. Thank God we've left these dreadful people.
Yeah, so he basically had a terrible time in Brussels, I imagine.
Overnight, Iran launched 350 drones and missiles against Israel. And President Biden and our Foreign Secretary David Cameron say it's a win for Israel. Not being obliterated and having thousands killed is hardly a win. At best, in sporting terms, it is a score draw. Remember, it's America, the European Union and us who did a deal with Iran, freed up tens of billions of dollars, which they've used to fund terrorism and now direct attacks on Israel. Whatever you think of Israel's actions in Gaza, I think the world can now see the real bad guys here, the real terrorists, are Iran. And I hope we can all at least unite around that. Complete them.
I'm not exactly sure what the apocalypse is about. But when it comes to these, like, mid-Asia countries, they're sort of like semi-fighting each other. Even Ukraine belongs in Asia, pretty much, not in Europe. They're all sort of fighting each other, and then the question is Europe gonna fight itself? Pretty much the purge is about Europe fighting itself. Countries shutting down in particular ways, getting challenged. And China was also destroying itself, basically, spreading a disease that locked the entire country to an absolute freeze. So yeah, I'm still learning the apocalypse ways and questioning what that shit is. I'm just saying, don't be fools. Don't be fooled, guys. We are living in apocalypse for 4 more years. If you don't fucking notice, you're bad at life. You're not learning enough lessons. You're not living enough. If you don't notice the changes, the sudden changes, and how people behave and what they do. You have to accumulate with this one. You have to accumulate knowledge. It's not gonna pop out of, into your, and jump onto your lap. With the purge, you have to ask the right questions, do the right things, and you will get in trouble anyways. You'll get in trouble for doing all the right things, because that's how the purge works. It still suspects you for not contributing enough. It is what it is. If you do all the right things, why do we not like you? Is the way people treat you. You have to do even more. You have to push yourself more and more and more. It's never enough for these people. Even when it comes to the card game channel, people push me more and more. People push me in the comment section all over, challenging me to do better each time. This is how it looks like. This is how it looks like when communism is dead. I got 1 vote. In contrast, where communism is alive, but it seems unimportant, I get, 5 times more votes, 20 times more votes. Or in general, I would say at least twice as more engagement. But this is still pretty good. Still pretty good. I'm trying to find a community within YouTube itself. Because there is one. And it's not easy to find.
See 3 British aid workers killed in Gaza this week, and now big demands for us to stop giving weapons to Israel. Do you know, folks, in every war, there are lots of people killed by so-called friendly fire. We've had it ourselves when we fought alongside the Americans. Israel is fighting for its very survival as a nation. You know, what happened on October the 7th is going to happen again and again unless the Hamas terrorists are beaten. I know what I'm saying to you is very much a minority voice at the moment. Israel being painted out at all levels to be evil, to be bad. But remember what they're up against. They're up against the Iranian-backed terrorists and they're fighting for their very survival. I don't think we should boycott weapons to Israel.
I mean, yeah, sensible shit. And shows sort of more of a story of what the fuck Israel is going through by giving us an actual point of view to look at. One thing I just realized that this number 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock of humanity is not a simple thing. One, you need to socialize to bump around the universe, vibrate basically, until you achieve something better, because you can't just be alone. You know, you have to find the vibration of existence every time to achieve happiness. When there's two people, however, you can now build some kind of activity together, right? There's nothing better than sex, they say, but it's community invention, my friends. Or maybe we should do it like this. Wait, like that? And maybe like this. So it's an X. There you go. It's community invention, bro. Something that at least two people can do, and they can call themselves a community because they can recreate sludge of people. Socialism, however, is you turning into a wolf because there's still wolves around. You're turning into a bee because there's bees around. You're turning into a horse because there's horse around. That's not sex. That's, you know, sludge existence. That's watery bullshit. That's Milky Way, my friends. Community invented sex and other things. And we're talking about gods here. We're talking about high power. So when we're talking about Milky Way galaxy, we're still living in socialism, my friends. We're still living in number 1. Alright, number 2 is this. Number 3 is when you have 3 players playing, and every single time you have to split or ask a question of who's the best. Who's the best in particular given task, because we have 3 people we actually want to know which one is the best, and they start collecting tokens of things that they do best within this circle, and why they should have self-esteem, and why they should take care of that responsibility and this, and run this business and all that shit. That's what's going on here. And when there's 4 people, when there's a lot of people, because 4 is now a lot, 4 can be perfection itself, people have to be elected into the higher power, pretty much. People have to decide who is the best, but for real. Now it's a very meaningful thing. And everyone is supporting the structure of power of some kind. Who's the best? Who's the mids? And who is slacking back? Everyone's positioned. Everyone's elected in a particular way. That's politics. Those are 4 gods of the universe. Solely based on numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. There's no 5. I can see a star, but I can't see meaning in it. What is that supposed to be? How do you go beyond this thing? I don't know. Why wouldn't it be up to someone else to figure it out? You know, if you're so much better than me.
So Nigel, enjoy this day and congratulations on a truly remarkable 60 years on Earth. Your achievements have been incredible. Happy birthday.
Well, that's kind of special to hit something like this year.
Not it.
But he looks older than Donald Trump, bro. What happens? Escape UK. Brexit. UK exit, bro. Yourself. Don't get this fucking old. Do something.
We're tying ourselves in knots over net zero. Oh my God, isn't it awful? Look at what we're doing to the world. Well, look at this tweet from Narendra Modi. He's the PM of India, fighting for re-election, boasting that India this year will produce 1 billion tons of coal. That's what they're going to mine this year. And then look at the all-time graph for CO2 emissions, and you'll see even the Industrial Revolution was barely a blip compared to what is going on now. Why should we put money on electricity bills? Why should we be importing oil, gas, many other things, when frankly we are irrelevant? If climate change is a problem, I'll tell you what, we're not even a part of it. Look at the numbers.
It's hard to comprehend what he's talking about, because what? Why did he bring up India? And then still feelingly, seemingly, the entire humanity is turned into a dot? I don't even want to talk about it, to be honest. Climate changes, sure, and then we go move to north and south, where it's colder. Excuse me? That's it. There's plenty of space up there.
Harry Potter, we all do, don't we? So bloomin' what? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. Let's get back to whether it's the book.
Unfortunately, they can. Words or noise can hurt people. I'm just saying it hurts this video. It should have been over a long time ago, but shit. Someone is having a good time at Sunday. And I don't know how I'm gonna stop that shit until I get authority to go outside and patrol and shut shit down when I have to. I'm telling you guys, this is out of control.
Your school. Report out today, big survey, 1 in 5 teachers has been physically hit by a student over the course of the last year. I mean, what's happening?
Well, let's see what they report this year. Let's see what stats they get this year. Politicians all fucking freak. But yeah, that's the real question. Who's actually collecting all the data?
Brought into Dover to be processed. They'll finish up living in 4-star hotels, maybe even private rented accommodation. Whilst
Such simple life for them.
Healthcare visas and study visas, we issued last year 1.4 million visas. That number is completely out of control in every way. Add to that, family reunions are up, the numbers granted, asylum has trebled, and you can see, under this Conservative government, all we've had is 14 years of total and utter lies. Lies at
Now, it is the question of, like, so, is Farage move? Is the awareness that something has to change and something has to be purged, obviously. Some kind of control of a party or a system has to, you know, be taking over. This year in particular, somehow. Also, there's a doom coming up, if you haven't noticed, in terms of sexuality. Doom. AI is getting out of control and can just generate anything you want, almost. And it just has to improve, just a little bit, for things to get even more out of control. Just a few more steps. And yet the world is not changing. I think people will find that problematic. Like, getting even more crazy technology, even more, and the world is still refusing to change. That is just unbelievable insanity, I would say. Well, migration for me is a very complicated topic to actually understand. All I know is that there is cramming going on in the already crammed parts of Europe. Like the northern parts, nobody would go there. It's kind of lame places. There's not a lot of livable territory in the first place. You know, it has to be very well established with heating systems, all that. To be able to have even greater vision of the world every single step of the way, just build knowledge relentlessly, it's pretty crazy. I can't put everything together right now. Again, I don't actually care much about UK. It is an island, though. If it gets crammed, it gets really nasty. The first problem with migration is obviously you gotta start from the bottom. You can't just get a good life to start with, but the platform should be there. Again, guidance of how you can level up, or you can go back to your fucking country. And that platform has to have a very exact number of allowance. Everything has to be calculated. That's the problem. I don't feel like what Farage is complaining is well established. And like the functionality of the of migration and migration support is fully explained or established or whatever, right? But most importantly, it leaks out when you hear people getting hotels just like that. People almost freely entering the country. Like, it's just a weird thing, right? And it still doesn't feel like there's enough information for this. Which is the scariest thing about the purge. You listen to these stories. You listen to my story of just fucking everyone making noise all of a sudden. Fucking this year alone. It's, I don't know, bro. It's not 10 times more noise. It's inconceivable amounts of more noise. Because previous year was just honking and I didn't complain about anything at all. This year I'm complaining almost every fucking week. That's inconceivable. That's unlivable conditions. And if I don't complain, there's no other way. They're just gonna fucking fight me now. If I try to fight them, they're gonna fight back. It's the dumbest thing. And the pressure is incredibly high. The surviving fucking vibe spreading out. And again, the worst thing is that in Europe, the best people are the most quiet or the most silenced. They're not going to be front runners of anything, including Farage. He's not going to fucking bring light to the issues at hand as much as they are problematic. All he's gonna talk about is a fucking milkshake. And that's where we're gonna end. Alright? For now, people are dealing with their personal problems. But I'm realizing that my personal problem is maybe gonna land me a job. That other people's personal problems maybe evolve them into something more powerful than they expected. So that's the hope of the purge. That the resistance will make us much stronger. Just like the hope with the Russia that war is gonna make them cleaner. And is China gonna be healthier after the pandemic? Healthier? With all this cramming, like it's difficult to keep health up. So you want to do that. Some people might be healthier now. They might have learned something about illnesses and all that crap. They have been forced to learn that shit. So that's the apocalypse. You're forced to learn and you're forced to evolve, especially if you're in the middle of the damn thing. which we are in Europe, I imagine. Tell me I'm not wrong. I want confirmation if you live in Europe. But hey, I don't have that many fucking viewers. Whatever. See you guys next time.